It looks like we are live. Hi, everybody. Whew, I'm back. Sorry. A week. And I'm fine. I'm here. I'm dealing with some, health issues and stars. Last night's episode, oh my God. I did not see what I saw coming. And this story is just getting better and better and better and better and better. Like each episode is really getting really good. And so last night, oh my God, there's the police looking after somebody who's going pretty fast. Um, Too early for that. But anyway, last night's episode opened up that there were some issues with selling of the tea. Like the teacher found out, which is Tien, found out that one of his students' fathers hadn't been selling tea. Like he normally goes to sell tea in the fields with his father on the weekends. And he said, no, I haven't been having to go with Dad for the last couple weekends because they haven't been selling any tea. And Tien was like, why aren't they selling tea? Like that's how they make their money there, off of the sales of tea. So he goes and finds, digs and finds out that, yes, again, this the guy that the area sells the tea to, the man that's over it, I forget his name, but he was the one in the last episode. I don't know if I talked about it or not. They got into a confrontation. His henchman kind of jumped on Tien and his little friend, and they escaped, of course, but Tien took a hit from one of those guys, and I think it affected his heart. And so fast forward from that last episode, which was the week before, now it's on to, they have to figure out how to help the villagers sell tea. And since Chiang Mai is nearby the little town, it's down from their remote area, Chiang Mai, they can sell tea to the tourists. So Tien came up with an idea to sell the tea. Of course, the villagers were like, no. Everybody was a no. But then he finally talked them into giving him just a little bit of tea. He took about, I think, a handful, 10 or 12, into the town, and he sold them. Like they sold, and they were just like, makeshift copies. But they had to sell way more little bags of, scented tea leaves, in order to make a profit. And so he went back to them again, and they had to make the little sacks to put the tea in, and he got the little children involved, and they started putting their names, and they all knew how to weave some kind of way, like they all knew how to hand stitch. And so they're very talented little kids, and they came up with names and stuff, and it was a hit with the local tourists. And so they started having huge quantities of these little sackets of tea, which cut out the guy who was ripping them off anyway. And so he found out, of course, and he was very sneaky about it. And he bought the little bags of tea, like he bought the whole lot from the lady in town, that was selling it. And he saw on one of the bags the teacher's name. And you could just see the wheels turning in this man's head. Like, he turned so evil so quick, you didn't even have to say anything. It was just like, oh my God, here we go again. And so, prior to that, Tien and Pooh, the chief, the leader, the head guy who's like the soldier that's over everybody, the love interest, he and Tien are getting closer and closer and closer. But when they were doing the kite flying, I'm kind of backtracking. They went flying the kites on the last episode, and Tien passed out and ended up in the hospital. And the doctor told him, like, you shouldn't have come here knowing that you just had surgery 8 months ago, because he knows now that at least he's had the heart surgery. He doesn't know who the heart transplant belongs to. He knows that he's had a heart surgery and that somebody in the village went into his room where he lives and got his medicine, found like a heart medication that he had been taking. Unbeknownst to him, nobody knew this. And the person who found the heart medication was like a very popular guy in the village, like he's well known and everything. And so, hold on, I think somebody's trying to make me drive faster than what I can. Like I'm trying to do the speed limit, and somebody seems to be in a rush. And I'm already kind of going too fast as it is. But anyway, so to make a long story short, the guy that his doctor, that kind of takes care of everybody in that area, he's friends with Pooh, and he knows this. Like they've all been interacting with each other through the last couple episodes, and he begged him, like, don't tell anybody about my problem because I need to tell them myself. And so he didn't know who brought the medication, so he went back to the school, and then he discovered that it was one of the guys that could speak the same language. They're close to the same age. He's related to one of the elders in the town, and he's like a photographer of some sort, and he's really popular. So he's the one who had discovered the medicine and the notebook of the last teacher. And he begged that guy, like, please don't tell anybody. They don't know that, I have her heart, and that's why I'm here, because I just want to fulfill her wishes to help the people here, and that's why I'm here. I haven't had the courage to tell them that their teacher has died, and I'm just trying to find a way to tell them. I don't know how to tell them, and then what's going to happen. It's going to break their heart and stuff like that. But he said he promised the guy that he would tell, and he was on the verge of telling it towards the end of the episode, but then once again the wheels of that very evil man who's trading with them, because he hates the teacher, because the teacher's smarter than him, and he knows that he was ripping those people off for their tea, and he went and burned their fucking school down. Like, I just can't, oh my God, can't deal. Like, the whole damn school was like ablaze. And everything's made out of sticks and bamboo and, like natural wood. It just was burning, and there was no water. Like, they couldn't get water in time to stop the blaze. And, everybody was just running around. It was just like a panic. It was a mess. And, of course, Tien shows up. He realizes that all the tea that they had spent nights and nights and nights working on, the little bags and sacks that everybody had, was stored in the school. Like, and he had counted it, oh my God, so many times that the soldier had to go in and get him out of the school to tell him, look, you need to go home. You've counted these tea bags so many times already. Everybody's gone home. You're still here counting these tea bags. Like, it's all there. And so he, finally talked him into leaving and going, because I think they were going to go eat or something like that. And, the doctor's been trying to encourage the soldier to get Tien to stay longer, because his time is going to be up in like 3 months or something like that. And I don't think Tien is planning to leave anytime soon, because he's really changed his world around. Like, he wasn't the best person, gambling and, running around partying and doing all these crazy things with his friends. And so he's gotten used to his remote lifestyle, and he wants to probably stay anyway. So the soldier was trying to build up enough courage to tell him that, but he told him, like, everybody in the village is wondering if you're going to stay longer, because, they're so happy that you're here and you've been so helpful, and, it's taking everybody, time to get to know you, but they're really enjoying your stay here. You know, you're important to these people now. And so Tien asked, Pooh, like, am I important to you? And so, of course, he got all tongue tied and twisted up in the moment. And um, one of other soldiers came and, like, broke it up. Like, the conversation got broke. Like, come on, Arab, let's go eat. And, something like that interrupted them. And then fast forward, it came to the school burning later that night. Like, it was so disturbing to see after all of this hard ass dialogue and all the treachery of, losing money because of, Tien trying to stand up for them and help them, better their lives and make more money with their tea because they worked so hard out there in those fields, and they were clearly getting ripped off by this man. And so the man knows that Tien is behind why he's not able to keep ripping them off. So he set the damn school ablaze. I know he did it. Like, they didn't show him they didn't show anybody, but the last thing you saw in that episode was when the guy was, Pooh had taken some boxes of tea down to the store where they sell in the little tourist area, and that's when he ran into this man who they were originally selling the tea to, and he saw boxes and boxes of tea being delivered to this one particular location, and he asked him about it, and then he bought it all. And then in one of the sackets, the little kids had put Tien's name on it, so he knew the teacher was behind all of this, new business that cut him out, basically. So I know he set that damn school ablaze. And it was just so devastating. Like, I just couldn't believe what I saw. And, Tien ran in the building to get the tea, but I think it was so much fire and blaze and heat that the only thing he could grab was one of the kites off the wall to try to save something of the school. And he passed out in the inside, like he was, you know, overwhelmed by the smoke, and he has a heart problem. So, oh my God, he was like completely dead. Like, I don't know if he's dead or not, but he was completely out inside. And of course, the soldiers ran in to get him, and Pooh picked him up and brought him out, and then he was like non-responsive. Like, he was just laying there holding one of the kites, and I think it was the kite that Pooh had made for him. Like, he was clutching it. And so everything else went up in blaze. All of that hard work they done, I mean, I don't know what next week's episode is going to be like. I just hope that, he's okay. Because they can rebuild the school, I think, and all of this, for Tien, is really hard on his body. Because remember, he's just had open heart surgery. He's got the last teacher to find her heart inside of him. And he went down there, like, I think he should have waited a year or something, like, before he went. But he went anyway. Like, he went still kind of not completely healed. Like, he was healed enough to be on his own, but his body's still healing from that surgery. Even the doctor told him, like, why would you come here knowing that you're not even a year? Like, you've just had this surgery not even 6-7 months ago. Like, you should be resting. You don't need to be here. And he was like, please don't tell anybody, please, and then so now I gotta wait till next week to find out what's gonna happen, because like I said, the school got burned down, and he went in there to grab the tea, but I think it was just the school was ablaze, and he went in there. Like, when running there, it was just too much fire, too much smoke. I don't know why he would do that, knowing he's got a heart problem, but of course he ran in there and passed out. And Pooh once again dragged him out, but this time he's non-responsive, and it went off. And they didn't show like the next week's episode, so I have no idea what the next week's episode is going to be about. But I hope GMM TV drops some clues, because it is so good. It's so good, and I'm so sad and so excited at the same time because this is one of the best written BLs I think I've ever seen, and I'm pretty stoked about Lovesick. I actually absolutely love that. Was one of the first BL dramas I seen like a year ago, and and let's see here. Sorry, gotta get my makeup on because it's time for me to go to work. But I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about the BL series and um, let you know that the last episode was last night and it was so good, and I can't wait till next week's episode. So anyway, I better get off of here. I gotta put my makeup on, throw my clothes on, and get inside. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.